Hi, good morning, and thank you for joining me. I am Diana Rachel. I am the voice behind the Spirited Witch Practical Living for Spooky People. And I'm going to jump right to it because this may be a little more to talk about today or not. I don't know. So, the card of the day, the card for the week is the Way of the Cross inverted, Ten of Wind inverted. So this would be Ten of Swords in a Coleman Smith tarot. And typically, what this means is that the things that are blocking you are out of the way. Now, tarot is a contextual art form. You often have to read in terms of who you're reading for, in terms of the card that falls around it. There aren't any. This is the no context for you morning that I start with for these lives. And it is also in context of sometimes your environment and your general ecology and even astrology, although astrology is not necessarily the thing I am best at. So, from looking at this one, Way of the Cross inverted, Ten of Swords inverted, I am hearing alleviation of suffering. So, a lot of things that have been going steadily bad we're starting to see some course corrections. We are also in a Scorpio sun and Scorpio moon day. So, unless you are ready to dive deep, I would suggest really minimizing contact with other human beings today. Says the person who just basically punched a button and went, "Hi, internet, but this is how I do sometimes." So, when we are looking at the Way of the Cross inverted, the Ten of Swords inverted, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, and again, I'm not an astrologer. I am greedy and want to study all the things, but I am realizing that sometimes life has to life, and I haven't hit that point where I can basically just do monastic study and still occasionally take in a movie. Haven't hit that point. So I'm just going to continue to deep dive on tarot because I've got a good 30 years of doing that. And what I can say is for communal things, especially with Scorpio influences so heavy right now, this is when, if this is the information, this is the good day to try to do the thing that you kept giving up on. So, for example, let's say that TransUnion won't let you do a login on your credit report. This would be a good day to try again and try to get that straightened out. Yesterday, during this period, I had a weird incident with the USPS where I tried to order stamps online, and it took several tries because none of the tracking data I had was working. And so I couldn't even do the email forms because you can't even get to an email form without a tracking number anymore. It's really bizarre. So, and I almost couldn't get on the online phone service because again, they wanted an order number that also wasn't registering the system. So I was just patient and waited it out and kept punching the buttons until I got through. And when I got to talking with the customer service agent, who was a very nice lady dealing with a lot of very stressed out people, somehow my order had gotten backdated to last year. So instead of November 5th, 2025, when I did order the stamps, the system says November 5th, 2024. There's a lot of stuff like this happening where even if you did things well ahead of time, it comes up. So on those personal, pick the thing that it will take time, it will take documentation, it will take prepping before you go. Sometimes I'm one of those people who has to write myself a script before I do a phone call, just because one, social anxiety, but also sometimes you have to speak to these agents in such a specific way, you almost need to have it keyworded for you. And so I kind of did that and I got my problem sorted. So hopefully I'll actually be seeing the stamps I wanted in a day or two so I can do my holiday card list. We will see. But on a larger level, if there are bigger things you want to know, start looking in the more obscure places. Or look for the thing that you've told, like if there's a recurring problem in your community, let's say there is a pothole that is getting larger and larger and it's starting to turn into a local swimming hole. This would be a good day to call and not start with please fix it, but start with what's going on? What are the obstacles to fixing it? What's the problem here? What is needed here? In some communities, I don't know if it's still around. There used to be a website called theuglyindian.com where urban citizens in various parts of India would identify problems on their streets, problems in their neighborhoods. They would first they would give the local government a chance to fix it, and when they didn't, they would work together and fix the problem. So a lot of patched streets, fixed bridges, lots of fixed bicycle safety, setting up the street signage sometimes even. So this might be a good time to look for those with this way uncrossed. Look for those things that cause obstacles in everyday life, or look for those things that are personal obstacles to you where you've had to go, okay, I have to wait till this sorts out, or this is just a brick wall. Because today, if we're working with the Mercury retrograde energy, that means that there are places where the brick wall has been removed because, when systems are normal, they are meant to be obstructed. And when systems are in reverse, that means some things get unobstructed. So that would be the meditation that I would recommend for this card. And good morning. I'm so happy to see you all. I don't do personal readings on my lives. I do community readings. So I do the 1 card here. I do the 3 card the 3 card draw for my Patreon members right after. This is what I've decided I'm doing. Just it's easier to get it all done in the day. But since we've got a few minutes, if anyone has questions, it looks like I am able to see comments. So if y'all have questions about the card or about your thoughts and how you interpret it or how you might want to apply it in your daily living, you are more than welcome to share. In the meantime, what I would say aside from that is if we are looking, and I know a lot of people love it when I look at the national and international news cycles, I would be looking at the way of the cross inverted for someone having a sentence dropped or getting out of prison. This is definitely not, this would be the lock them up card in opposite. So also information that was typically being closed, released. So I am thinking there may be a certain file set where we're going to be seeing a lot more in the next week. And, I am already surprised at how much more that is doing than I anticipated. And I am really hoping the people that were hurt do see justice and some sort of repair. So that's what I've got for you for this morning. I'm going to hop over to my Patreon and do the 3 cards that go with this. And usually what happens is the Substack, I will send out an evening post that last week's I skipped it. I skipped the bells and whistles. Information released, but new angle found to obstruct, very likely. And on the strategic justice magic side, I am just seeing lemons and pins. Oh, okay. Lemons, pins, and rocks and vinegar. Okay. So this is totally a story I got from Doctor Who, which historically may or may not be true, but there was an episode where someone used vinegar to get out of a bad situation, citing a story about the Roman general Hannibal using vinegar to melt the rocks and the avalanches in the Alps to get through. And this one feels like we need to apply vinegar to the Alps type thing. So on a sheer folk spell level, finding some pebbles from your yard, from your sidewalk, saying, hey, remember how you're like part of this whole country and what affects it? Can you tune into this particular obstructive energy? And are you okay with me melting you? You may want to start with that first. Most rocks aren't that picky, but it's always polite to ask first. So that's kind of what I have there. So again, I am going completely without caffeine. Yesterday, I had to do a lot of last minute before Thanksgiving shopping because I'm hosting, and I actually like to host. I only host for people I like, but there's a lot of extra, oh, my brain moments today. So, hi, welcome to the person that just joined. The card of the day is the Way of the Cross inverted. We were talking about how to use that energy in light of it being a Scorpio sun and a Scorpio moon today in Mercury retrograde. And a lot of this is for personal levels is find the thing that has been stymieing you, find the thing that has been blocked. There's always this forever customer service thing or this forever bureaucratic thing, like getting your car registration address straightened out or something. And this week would be a good week to do it, or to find time to do it, or to find a way to not have to do it, but this is a good time to look. I use TransUnion because apparently thousands of people are not able to access their credit information online from TransUnion anymore, and they are not correcting anything with it. So maybe today's a good day to try. So these are some of the things that we've been talking about. And I see a friend who keeps trying to join my lives, and I am so happy to see you. So I guess I'll talk a little longer. If people have questions or insights into this reading, we were talking about, I'm just going to say it, we were talking about potentially with the Way of the Cross inverted being perhaps more release of Epstein file stuff, but also, as Carrie said, more likely trying to find ways to block it. Hey, Cynthia, yes, you did make it. I'm so happy you did. I am so uncaffeinated right now. So, hi, watch me vamp terribly. And actually try to vamp usefully, which is my problem, is I'm a very get to the point person. I swear I've lost sometime before the pandemic, I lost the ability to have basic non-business conversation, and I am so sorry. But Way of the Cross inverted, so this would typically be Ten of Swords inverted in the Coleman Smith. I am a reader who does inversions. I will even do inversions in oracles, the exception being either the Lenormand cards. And I did recently get the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, which is basically a demon and angel matchup. And it's very odd energy. And I have a feeling that that's going to be more personal use or more use with my clients. So you don't have to stretch on my account if you eat coffee. No, it's fine. I will be fine. But I will, between this and the Patreon, before I do the Patreon, I am going to go get some coffee. So you'll be seeing me swilling my coffee and probably double fisting because I have this decoction, this herbal decoction I make that helps me with my sciatic pain. And I am feeling the edge of it before I can get down to my yoga mats. So that may be a thing today too. Also, I just want to hang out with my friends. And to me, a small live is 6 to 10 people showing up at a coffee shop. To me, that's a fantastic turnout. I'm Diana. I don't need big. I just need people to actually be helped by what I do. So Way of the Cross inverted for the people watching later. I think if there were keywords to the card and what I will do on these, I get it. Thanks for letting me know. At least you caught one. Yay. So, okay. Keywords for this card, especially keywords for the inversion, is released from prison. Oh shit, that got out. The cat's out of the bag. And yeah, it's very important to me to have a sense of humor about what I'm reading because tarot's for real life. To me, the spiritual and real life are the same, and both come with a lot of cuss words. That's just how it is. Because stuff happens in life, and spiritual tools like tarot are supposed to help you deal with life, not help you escape it. Because there is no getting out alive. Jim Morrison was right. So, but this one in particular is it's complicated, but it's not. It's the everything's coming out. But whether it coming out is a good or a bad thing, again, depends on the context. So if you're thinking, hey, perhaps today is the day to announce blah, stop, give yourself a reading, check your context, check for the context. This is where tarot gives you an advantage. Everything in our life is contextual. Everything around culture building is contextual, which means that we understand the meaning of this because of X, Y, H, and, 0.002 and the guy eating the pie over in the corner. So when you're thinking about trying to release some information, tarot has a way of tapping into the guy in the corner and this other stuff that you can't necessarily see going on to give you the whole context of how it's going to come out. And the more you work on releasing yourself from biases, the more you're likely to pick up on those contexts. That's part of what being psychic is supposed to do. So I think that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, especially since I know I missed the Monday live because I had stuff going on. I've got a table full of Costco stuff I got to put away. It's just been one of those days. It's been one of those weeks already, and I'm only 2 days in. So good morning. Stay magical, beautiful people. I usually post by the evening, usually around 9 p.m. I will send the Substack with this recording and then some additional thoughts on it and keywords that people can use for their own tarot study. And then I do the same. I also do a live with the patron with the 3-card read and also keywords for the tarot study, if anyone is doing that. So that's what I've got. I would love to hear back from people about how they are seeing things apply in their daily life, or how they are taking this card information and going, okay, based on, the 10 of Swords being inverted, I decided to go ahead and have that relationship talk during Mercury retrograde. Here's how it went. So let me know how things are working out for you and how you are looking for ways to apply this, because tarot means the most when it is applied in real life. Okay. Also, yes, I do one-on-one readings. I have a notoriously wonky booking system right now that I'm working on correcting, but you can always reach out to me by DM here to set up an appointment and I can get you into the booking system. Or I also do offline and buy now, pay later services that have to be booked a little differently. So if you're interested in working with me, just reach out. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful morning.